In this section, I'm going to talk about backing up Microsoft SQL Server to the cloud, specifically the Microsoft Azure cloud. This functionality was added in SQL Server 2012 and then has been improved in 2014. Before we perform the backup, I'll need to do a little prep work in Azure, make sure my Azure account is ready to receive the backup. Most of this stuff are things you would only need to do once. Then once your account is prepared to receive SQL backups, you could just run the backups over and over. The first step, we're going to create a storage account in Azure. In that storage account, we'll configure blob storage. Then in SQL Server, we'll need to create a set of credentials that will allow it to log in to my Azure account. And then the last step, we'll actually perform the backup to the cloud. That step is really the easiest. It's very similar to all the other backups we've done, just a few more options to configure. So first, let's create a storage account in Azure. I have the Azure portal pulled up here. If you don't have an Azure account, you can create one for free. If you do have an account, log in, and I'm going to click on the big green plus sign next to the word new because I want to create a new storage account. It is under the data and storage category, and here about 4 or 5 down, storage account is what I want. The first screen, I'll accept all the defaults and click Create. And then I'll need to give my storage account a unique name in all lowercase letters. So I'll call it Demo Storage. And then I'll put my name at the end of it. I'll also need to connect this to a resource group. You can use an existing resource group if you like. It's not going to affect the functionality we're going through in this demonstration. You can choose whatever location you like. Again, not going to affect our functionality. And at the bottom, I'll hit Create. And you'll need to wait a minute or two for the storage account to be created. Okay, once our storage account is created, we'll need to provision some blob storage in it. So near the bottom, I'm going to click on Blobs. It opens up a new window, and at the bottom of that window, it says, you don't have any containers, click here to create one. And I will go ahead and click there and create a new container. I'll need to give it a name, again in all lowercase letters. I'll call it SQL Backups. And I will need that name again, so I'll need to remember SQL Backups. And I'll hit Create at the bottom. That looks good. Now we can go over to SQL Server and start working on creating a credential that will be used to authenticate into the Azure account. In a new query window, I'll type keyword create, keyword credential. Then I'll need to give it a name. You can name it whatever you like. Then keyword with, keyword identity, the equal sign, and then in single quotes, I'll need to give it the name of the storage account I created. And I believe I called it Demo Storage and my name. After that, we need a comma and the keyword secret, another equal sign. And now in single quotes, we're going to put the key that the Azure portal gave us. In order to find that, I'll go back to the portal. I'll close this window for my blob service. And here in the information page for my storage account, there is an icon that looks like a key. I'll click on that, and we'll see it gives me 2 access keys. I'll take the first one and copy it to the clipboard by clicking on the icon to the right. And then I can go back to SQL Server and paste that in. Looks good. So again, the syntax here is create credential, then give it a name, with identity equals, and in single quote, the name of your storage account, comma, secret equals, and in single quotes, one of those keys that the portal gave us. Now hit execute. Commands completed successfully. Great. So now I think we are finally ready to perform the backup. I'll right-click on AdventureWorks 2014, Task, Backup, and where it says Backup to, instead of disk, I'm going to say URL. It's going to ask me for a SQL credential. In the drop down, I'll select the SQL credential I just selected. Notice it automatically put in the URL prefix, but I'll still need to specify the Azure storage container, and that is the name of the blob container I created, and I called that SQL Backups. All of the other options function the same as any other backup, and I'll just select the defaults for those. So I'll hit OK in the lower right. This may take a little longer than backing up to disk or backing up to tape. Just depends on the size of your database and also how much bandwidth you have between your server and the cloud. We get a message saying completed successfully. That's great. Then real quick, let's go back to our storage container and see if anything's there. I'll click on blobs. I just have the one blob called SQL Backup. I'll click on that. And we see there is now one file in there called AdventureWorks 2014_backup. So it would seem as if this was 100% successful.